440,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Darling, it's the Shy Life podcast.
Yes, but it's a positive thing, Paul. The high life, the shy life.
You won't find a cast of characters like this everywhere.
Hello, Paul.
Delicious.
This particular episode of The Shy Life is a little more abstract than usual.
Oh,
Okay, it looks like the hairy guy is ready to record. 3, 2, 1.
Go Shy Yeti.
Oh, I hope he hasn't found out my secret. Do you think he has?
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Shy Life podcast with me, Paul the Shy Yeti. How are you doing? Oh, I'm all right. I'm sorry, the washing machine's on. It's same old here on the Shy Life podcast. Dealey is also here. Aren't you, Dealey? He really is here, but he's not saying much. Are you all right? He's got his ears back. He's... You're on the podcast, mate. You need to speak. No? If you don't speak, then we'll dub on a kitten. So, yeah, no. Anyway, sorry about the washing machine. I promise that when we come back after the music, it won't be going quite so loud. But I just needed to start this episode to tell you that. We are going to be sharing some time with Yeti Uncle John this time around, and things haven't really improved. He's still causing all sorts of mischief, despite the shame inspectors still being on his trail. Well, you know what it's like. Anyway, right. Well, let's run the theme music, and when we come back, I'll explain what's been going on. All right. Run that theme music.
It's time for my old buddy, old pal from across the channel, across the pond. Bob Chandler, the Shy Yeti.
He's not that shy. Oh, it's the Shy Life podcast. Yeah.
All I wanted was a pie.
And then I hatched out with an egg. Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record.
It's the quiet ones you've got to watch, you know.
Is it metaphorical? Is it deep? Is it deep?
Boy, he's not all that shy, is right.
Blimey, Governor. It's the Shy Life podcast.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
Oh, I can't wait for it to begin.
It's the Shy Life podcast.
He's positively glowing.
And we're back. I closed the kitchen door. Washing machine's still going, but it's. I've got a bit of biscuit crumb on my recording device. But I think it's quieter. I'm not sure. I've just had a shower and my ears are a bit blocked, so I'm not hearing much. Sort of beyond my own voice. So I apologise if it's louder than I realise. Anyway, this is a very boring discussion. So where was I? Yes, Yeti Uncle John. So I'm recording this on the 8th of April 2021, and you will remember a while ago Yeti Uncle John decided that he was going to become a magpie fancier, like a pigeon fancier, except that the magpies are in control of you. He looks after them, he feeds them, whatever else was going on. And they are pretty much horrible and bully him. And at least it takes the pressure off Dealey, who used to get bullied when he was out in the yard. Didn't you, Deals? You don't like to talk about it, do you? No, they're magpies, they were nasty to you. Squawked at you. All you were doing was sniffing a flower. The thing about Dealey is because he's a house cat, he doesn't know about killing mice or birds like some cats do. He might pounce on a catnip mouse, but he doesn't know that resembles an actual. It doesn't really resemble an actual mouse, because when did you last see a mouse which was made out of some sort of patchwork quilt material? Anyway, but yes, Deals got bullied when he was out in the yard, just sniffing the flowers. He wasn't, he wasn't being mean. He was just being there, and the magpies bullied him. But now they're not. They're bullying Yeti Uncle John instead. But anyway, apparently Yeti Uncle John has been busy, there's this whole business. There's been this whole business, as you know, with the shame inspectors. Now, although he did cause some troubles with his magpie business, and although it's probably not to be recommended, I think the punishment of the magpies was punishment enough for Yeti Uncle John. So I don't think that counted as a shame thing. Yeah, a shame event. So he hasn't had his third strike, as far as I'm aware. In fact, when we had that gallery business up on Ganymede for August Evans, he was very well behaved then too. So it's been a while since his second strike. So hopefully, even though his choices are in a way shameful or not to be recommended, he hasn't actually caused any trouble for anybody other than himself. Like when he conjured up that demon, or tried to sort of pass off forged comics as genuine. Those are the sorts of things that probably would get him another shame strike. But however, today I believe he wants us to go with him outside, which I'm not that keen about, although at the current stage of the pandemic we are allowed to, we were always allowed to go out, I suppose, but we tended not to go out because, not very often, because it was, it's just easier to stay indoors. It's just safer around here. About the only place I could go is the shops, or over to Ix Spaceship, or more recently to Yeti Uncle John's shed, where he keeps the magpies. And I haven't really wanted to, but at time of recording, I'm due to go back to the office at least some days a week again. So if I'm going to go out for work, I might as well go out to support Yeti Uncle John. Apparently he wants to show us how he's progressed with his magpie fancying, and I must say, in a way, it's been good, because he's been in the flat less, and he's been hanging out with people, with magpies, and I think he's pretty safe. He's not mixing with people. I mean, the only people he's allowed to mix with is us lot, because we're in a podcasting bubble, as they say. But I must admit, the weather so far in April has been very weird. We had some very hot weather, I believe, because I didn't go out. We had some very hot weather around Easter weekend, but then it was snowing. I've been off work this week, and I've been just working on podcasts and editing, and I've been playing a lot of computer games, which is all Mr. Trowbridge's fault. Him and Warren playing Fortnite. I discovered that I could play Fortnite, so three of us are running around, driving cars, shooting things, collecting objects, and having a jolly old time. But that's been taking up quite a bit of my holiday time. I don't like to break it to Dealey that I won't be at home full time as of next week, but who knows how long that will last. But yes, as it is my holiday at the moment, the last couple of days of that, I feel like I ought to go outside, and if that means going to hang out with Yeti Uncle John and to see how he's been doing with the magpies, then I suppose that's what I will do.
Oh, Paul, do you think it's a good idea?
What, to encourage him?
Oh, yes, exactly.
Oh, I don't know. As long as it keeps him off the streets.
As long as it keeps him off the streets?
Yes, that's an expression. It means, I mean, he's not on the street. He's in a shed or out in that recreation ground or wasteland, or whatever that place is that backs onto the shed.
Oh, yes, Paul. Oh, yes. My spaceship is just the other side of it.
Just the other side of the wasteland, yes, yeah. Well, they're supposed to be building on there at some point, but...
Oh, dear, I might have to find somewhere else to park.
I'm sure there are plenty of places around here, don't worry.
I won't.
Can't you miniaturise your ship or something anyway?
I could if I really needed to. You could keep it in your handbag.
I don't have a handbag, I have a rucksack.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter what you call it.
No, I guess it doesn't. So yes, Ick and I are going to go over to watch the Magpies.
And then you're going to come to the ship with me and have some tea.
Yes, I will do that as well.
Where are the others?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't seen August in days. Presumably he's in the laboratory somewhere. He hasn't left, has he?
I don't think so, Paul. But I think he's involved in some sort of art project.
Oh, right.
Yes, some sort of installation, they call it.
Oh, an art installation. Yes, I've heard of one of those. And are Cromitty and Martin involved in that?
Oh, it's possible.
Oh, dear, oh, dear. Hello, it's me, Cromitty. Hi, Cromitty. We're recording. Yes, I heard you. I thought I would come upstairs. We've been busy in the laboratory. Martin, August and I. Oh, and Cuthbert? No, Cuthbert has been resting. He's doing sod all. Oh, dear. All right, well, I expect he deserves it. I mean, sorry, listeners, I can't remember if you know this or not. Have you heard the episode? Cuthbert has been helping Bettina Dupre with housework and stuff. He's spending a lot of time over at her house, but he's currently back. So what's this, his rest time? Yes. I hoped we would get to hang out with him, but he's just been so exhausted. Oh dear, poor Cuthbert. He has been doing quite a lot, and that is a really big place for one robot to keep clean. Yes, but she's very pleased with him. I know she's very pleased with him. Yes, I spoke to Bettina earlier.
Oh, darling. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, Bettina. And I take it you're all very happy with Cuthbert.
Oh, yes, darling. I've sent him back to you for a few days' rest. I thought he ought to spend time with his friends.
Yes. Oh, well, I'm so pleased he's been of use to you.
Oh, my darling, he has. He's been wonderful.
Gosh, that whole business with the spider's webs, he was the hero of the day.
He was, but that was my fault. I shouldn't have wandered into such a sticky mess of them. I should look where I'm going. I'm not going down to the cellars at all whilst he's away. I mean, that's if you'll allow him to come back here.
Oh, of course, Bettina. But I'm sure he's just going to enjoy catching up with us all and probably having a spot of rest.
Oh, darling, yes, of course. Well, we must all join up again soon. We're supposed to be allowed to be, socialising more, aren't we?
Well, I believe so, and there's always ways we can achieve that on the Shy Life podcast.
Oh, yes, darling. Oh, you do have a way with you.
I guess so. Well, always strictly within the law, I guess.
Oh, yes, darling. Well, not everybody has a space alien who can sterilise them.
That's true. Oh, well, I'm glad that Bettina is happy. Yes, so what's this art installation of August Evans's, and how is Martin involved? Well, it is all to do with noses and sniffing, and so at the moment we are taking turns to let August paint our noses, but he's doing it in great detail. Really? Well, you do have a very nice nose, Cromitty. Oh, thank you, Paul, thank you. And Martin has a very distinctive nose. He does. That is true. He's a lovely boy. He is, yes. So I wouldn't have thought it would have taken, so long. You know, how long have you been down there? It seems like days. It has been days, Paul, yes. But you see, he is doing it in lots of different forms, like oils and I don't know the terms. Oh, I see what you mean. He's painting in different, so like I don't know, an oil painting, like crayons, pastels, that sort of thing. Yes, Paul. Yes, I couldn't think of the words. Oh, well, I am not the greatest when it comes to knowing about the different types of art. And is this for some sort of competition or some sort of future exhibition he wants to hold? Yes, Paul. Yes. He's quite something. Oh, well, that's good. You know what's weird? What, Paul? What's weird? I mean, well, lots of things are weird on the Shy Life podcast, but what is weird is that I've almost forgotten about Damius the actor, and I'm thinking of August the painter, and I almost forget that they are the same person. And since August has arrived, and since he's been down there painting, it's almost like we've forgotten about Damius, and that we don't sort of try and pursue the old Damius. Yes, I know what you mean, Paul. Well, you know, if he's safe and happy, then we have him here. We know he is Damius. He is not some clone or some weird replacement. He's Damius. It's just that he is now August Evans. So why do we want to change him? If he may change himself. He may do. I know Bettina's decided that she wants to woo him, whoever he turns out to be, or whatever personality he finally resides in. If that doesn't sound quite right, but I know what you mean. I heard that you and Eek were going to go out.
Oh, yes, Cromitty, we're going out. We were just going out the door.
We were, weren't we, Eek? Yes. But I just wanted to speak to Cromitty as he'd shown up.
Hello, guys. How you doing? You recording?
Oh, yes, Martin, yes. Everyone's here. Well, not everybody, but Eek and I are going to go and see Yeti Uncle John with his magpies again. We're going outside. Don't fancy it myself. It's not raining or anything. I've become quite a stay-at-home, I think.
Yes, Paul, that's why you need to get out.
That's why I need to get out. Well, yes, because I'm going to have to go out when I go back to work. Martin, how is this business? Sitting for nose portraits.
Oh, very good. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, quite a collection. Yeah, the noses of Cromitty and Martin, Sniffy Martin.
Yes. You look like you're distracted. What's going on, Martin?
Oh, well, I just wanted to say to Cromitty, it's his turn to sit. It's my break time. Cromitty, August wants you back down there.
Oh, goodness, right. I will go downstairs. I'm sorry. Oh, golly, I forgot, yes. I think he's going to make a sort of a collage or something of photographs of my nose.
That's right, yes. You're to go first, then it'll be my turn to have my nose photographed.
Golly, I'm almost jealous. Almost jealous.
Come on, Paul, let's go out.
Yep, sorry, yes. We've got to go. We'll report back about Yeti Uncle John's magpies, the progression. Yes. Then we're going for a cup of tea at the ship, so I don't suppose you'll be free. But if you wanted to come and join us. Oh no, Paul. We're going to be busy all day with these nose photographs.
Oh yeah, it's a full 24-hour thing.
24 hours? You need to sleep. Oh yes, well we will sleep, but he can still paint us even when we sleep.
Yeah, that's true.
But well, August Evans needs to sleep as well.
Oh yeah, well, these creative types, you can't be sure. You don't know. You can't tell them anything.
I guess not. Oh well, have fun having your noses photographed. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Have fun with the magpies.
We will. Come on, Nick. Oh dear, Paul. Oh gosh.
I don't know about you, Ick, but I'm wondering what's wrong with our noses.
Oh well, my nose is difficult to, photograph, I suppose.
I guess so. It's never in the same place twice, is it?
Oh, no. No, it's not really. Constantly moving.
Yeah. But I like to think that my nose is, well, it's prominent.
Oh, it is, Paul. But, gosh. What I was going to say is that your nose and Martin's nose, they're of a similar kind.
I guess so. Perhaps he doesn't want two noses that are similar, and Martin's is definitely the better out of the two of us.
Yes, Paul. Now listen, I've got to nip over to the ship and fetch something for your Uncle John. So, you go over to the shed and catch up with your Uncle John, and I'll see you there.
Oh, right. Okay, well, you could have gone and done that whilst I was talking to Cromitty and Martin, but...
I know. And I forgot. I didn't think. All right?
All right, Ick. Come on, listeners, let's go and see Yeti Uncle John, and we'll catch up with Ick later.
Yes, Paul. Yes, listeners. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit. Actually, listeners, whilst I cross over to see Yeti Uncle John, I might leave you with something we've pre-recorded, whether it be a quiz or a Sutton Park clip or something else. I'm not sure, but we'll whilst I'm just heading out there, have a listen to this, and when we come back, we'll be with Yeti Uncle John and the Magpies, possibly, hopefully, maybe. All right, more in a minute. Anyway, have a listen to this.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can now, yes. It was wiggling a bit.
Yeah, no. Well, it did that thing where it wanted to launch several times, and then I don't know. Sometimes when you join it from Messenger, it says, have you got Zoom installed? I thought it would know that by now. I thought you might have had that cat filter thing on today. But
this is my filter. I'm actually 100 years older. I've got a funny finger and a funny foot. I think I've strained my thumb keeps clicking slightly. I also think I've been sitting with my foot sort of sideways when I've been sitting at my laptop, because obviously, I think it's gone to sleep a bit.
Can it move? Can you move it?
Yeah, I can walk. It's just I'm a bit hobbly on it. But I think it's not like I had before. I think it's just that I tend to sort of don't put my foot. I don't put my foot flat on the floor. I put it sort of sideways. So I've still only been out once since nearly 2 months.
I didn't go far, but I did go out today, just for a walk around the wonderful town. I've had a little bit of a clear out in the cupboard this morning, and look, I found these cassettes. Yeah, cassette.
Yeah.
Paul cassette. This is Joyce's. This is Joyce's.
Better choices than they had at that hotel.
You can imagine what's on there.
Is it 96?
Yeah, we got REM. Primitives, Beatles, Kinks, Curve, Morrissey, B-52s, Undertones, Catatonia, Cure, Auteurs, Divine Comedy, Sleeper, Smiths, Amy Mann.
Standard, solid. And
I've got 6 of these. I've got the Matthew Sweet's Girlfriend.
Oh yeah, I got that from Jane, I think.
Julian Cope. What else? It's like I think this is just a compilation. This is a tape, it says. Blondie Beatles, Roxy Music, B-52s, Ride, Salad, Primitives, Boo Radleys. You love Boo Radleys. Amy Mann, R.E.M., Auteurs, Morrissey.
Pretty solid.
More from the archives. Your Ma. Up the Chandler record collection. Salad, Primitives, Cure. You've really got 3 albums here.
It's just the same one.
Comedy, Bread, Mice, Wanna Dies, Catatonia, Echo Belly, Tiger, Shed 7.
Tiger? I can't know what Tiger was.
Kinks, Ride, Curve, Boo Radleys.
Must be early.
Tiger. Track 10. Race.
Vaguely remember. After
Primitives and Bits. Lots of Primitives.
Yeah, there's lots of good Primitive songs. I can't think that there's.
Oh yeah, I've got Race Tiger again here.
Oh dear. Sorry.
Tiger Race.
I'm going to type it into.
Most of Crown of Creation by Ride.
I'm going to type it in, see if I look at it later. Second single, Race. It's their second single. It's on the YouTube, so I'll have a look later.
I think some of these were. Yeah. And then the Boo Radleys, that Giant Steps album and a Bread album. Thanks for that.
Yeah, listen, bits on.
Nothing to play. Yeah. Well, I'll just play them on the internet if I choose.
My mum's had her jab.
She?
Well, my dad's had his.
Oh, okay.
At the
cathedral. They get them done separate.
Yeah, at the cathedral.
Yeah, that's nice. All good.
There was an organist playing music as well. So
is there?
You could sit and listen if you're waiting to be picked up. Do you have any questions for me?
You find them? Yes. Let me find the quiz questions here. I don't have the torch today. I've got a lovely new light bulb in.
Oh, very bright.
It's one of those frosted ones. It's not a clear bulb. Had to do it yesterday because when I put it on. Oh, blimey. 1980s. Which Labour politician appeared in a 1984 Tracy Ullman video?
Neil Kinnock.
That's correct. Sometimes I think I can just shorten this question. 1990s. Which Manchester group had their first big hit in 1991 with Sit Down?
James.
Yes. 21st century. The top 5 single, Last Request, in 2006 was the first hit for which Scottish singer?
Does it say 1990s? No.
2006. 2006.
Is it somebody you think I'd know? Was it?
Well, you've heard of them, but I'm not necessarily thinking that you'd know the music. No, I wouldn't know any of their songs. It's Paolo Nutini.
No, I don't know about that.
Complete the title of Son of Dork's #1 hit from 2005. Ticket Outer.
No, I don't know. I've heard of Son of Dork.
No, Loserville. Well, we're on safer ground, this next one. Which 1995 song by Edwyn Collins has the initials Alpha Golf Lima Yankee?
Alpha? A girl? Is it just called A Girl Like You?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what it was called, actually.
Oldies. In 1994, Louis Armstrong's We Have All the Time in the World was a top 3 hit 25 years after it was used in the theme to which James Bond movie?
On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yeah, I could have shortened that question a bit. 1980s. Harold Faltermeyer's 1985 hit Axel F was the theme from which film? I'm sure we've had this question before, or I've given you the film and saying what's the name of the
Beverly Hills Cop.
theme?
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, it's Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, because I've never seen that, so that's obviously implanted in there somewhere.
I mean, some of these cards could be duplicated, I guess. Then in the 1990s, 1994, Christmas number 1 was E17's only chart-topping single. What was the title?
Stay Another Day.
Stay Another Day, correct. 21st century, which American girl group had a number 2 hit with Bootylicious in 2001?
Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
You bootylicious farmer babe.
Titles. Complete the title of Freak Power's number 3 hit from 1995. Turn on, tune in.
Something out. Shoot. Freak Out? No.
Oh, Cop Out.
Cop Out.
Mm-hmm. Initials. Which 1996 or 8? It's very small. Which song by All Saints has the initials Uniform Tango Bravo?
Under the Bridge.
Yes. Who had the original 1967 hit with Lovers All Around?
The Trogs.
Yes. That card seemed very familiar.
That did seem familiar. You know how I struggle sometimes with the acronyms without having them written down. But I feel like that was familiar. But then some of these questions always remind me of some of the ones that we have on my quiz. So
here we go. 80s. Suede Head in 1988 was the debut solo hit for which singer?
Morrissey.
Yes. 90s. Which rock group had a hit with the song Milk in 1996?
Garbage.
Yes.
Garbage.
21st. In 2002, Damon Gough had his first top 10 single with You Were Right. What was his stage name?
Badly Drawn Boy.
It still is his stage name, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Titles. Complete the title of Ed Sheeran's 2017 number 1, Shape.
Of You.
Yes.
Could have been of me, but that would be like...
As an initials one. It's 1984 song by Tina Turner. Has the initials Whiskey Lima, Golf Tango, Delta Whiskey, India. WLGTDWI.
What's love got to do about it? It seems...
Well, almost.
What's love got to
do about it? With it.
That apparently Bucks Fizz did the first version of that.
Yeah. I thought I'd be a bit cruel. I was going to correct one of your tweets because you call him Buck Fizz.
Oh dear, did I?
Yeah, all in capitals as well. Okay. Buck Fizz.
Oh no.
In 1997, this is oldies, Gabrielle had a hit with Walk On By. Who had this original hit in 1964? Walk On By.
It was...
I tweeting
Dionne Warwick.
Warwick, yeah. I'll give you that card because you pretty much got it all.
Can't see when I did Bucks Fizz. It's not one of my recent ones.
Buck Fizz, it said.
Not today. It's not today's post anyway.
You posted so many times about Buck Fizz.
Yeah. They're the covers band. They're the covers band. No, the thing is with tweets you can't correct it.
There we go. 6th of Feb.
Oh well, that's gone.
Shy Yeti song of this morning. Rules of the game. Buck Fizz.
It's too late now. Oh yeah, I can see the mistake on the. I can change. I can change it on Facebook. Too late on Twitter. Corrected on Facebook.
So you got an Instagram account as well?
Oh yeah. I don't put.
It's probably wrong on there.
Oh, I don't put pop music on. I don't put pop music on.
Steely doing.
Sleeping. Being very rude. And disrespectful. We'll be back out later. I got a very loud meow on something I'm editing where he must have come in mid-recording, so he shouted about. Hi listeners, hi, it's me, Paul. Sorry. Dear oh dear, it's really chilly out. I've come across to just outside Yeti Uncle John's Magpie hut. There's no sign of Yeti Uncle John or the magpies, and for the time of year, it's really blustery. I did hope that I could have got some of the other regulars over here with me, so I wouldn't have to be here by myself. Goodness knows what is planned, what is going on. But Yeti Uncle John has told me that he has concerns and he wants my advice. Now, he told me a number of things, but one of the weirder things he told me is that he's concerned about one of the magpies. And he told me to read up on mythical birds. Mythical birds? I don't know. So I printed something up off the computer. It's not very detailed, but I don't know. Maybe he's thinking about talking to Albert the Dragon, using some of Albert's techniques with the phoenixes, with the magpies. I don't know. Some of these I want to read up more on. We've got the Aberbill. It's a miraculous bird. That's what it says. A Dharma has healing powers, but puts people to sleep and turns people into stone. That's from the Philippines. Aethon, eagle tormentor of Prometheus. Alkonost, female with body of a bird. Alicanto, bird with luminescent feathers, which feeds on gold or silver. Not much of that around here. Chilean. That's from Chile. Anzu, massive bird who can breathe fire and water. Well, not at the same time. Surely he'll put himself out. What else is there? Chalky Dree. The Chol. That's a regenerative bird. That sounds like a form of phoenix. The cinnamon bird builds nests out of cinnamon. Doesn't sound quite as miraculous as some of the other miraculous birds. Apologies if I don't read this. This is a Hindu one. Gandhabheranda, two-headed magical bird. The Gamayan, a prophetic bird with a woman's head. That's from Russia. Harpy. I've heard of harpy. Ugly winged bird woman steals food. Dear, oh dear, if it wasn't bad enough. It's funny how they are never ugly bird men. It's always bird women. Yes, it's amazing how mythology manages to be awful to the women. The Itsu maid, I don't know how you pronounce that, it's from Japan. Monstrous bird with a human face. The Minokawa, giant dragon-like bird from the Philippines. The Ooslam bird. That's Australian and British folk tales. All of these have got links you can click to see more about them. The siren. Sounds a bit like the siren. Maybe it's pronounced siren. Birds with women's heads luring men to their death. Yeah, serves them right. The Strix. Owl that ate human flesh. Greek. The Vukub Caquix, a bird demon. The Yatagarasu, three-legged bird. Ooh. The Ziz, the giant griffin. Ooh. And the Zoo, divine monster depicted as a lion-headed eagle. There's some mythical chickens here as well. The Basan, a fire-breathing chicken from Japanese mythology. What else? The cockatrice, chicken-headed dragon or serpent, visually similar to or confused with the basilisk. The Gaelic rooster, a symbolic rooster used as an allegory for France. Okay. The Gullen Cambi, a rooster who lives in Valhalla in Norse mythology. There's also the Hugin and Munin, two ravens that serve as messengers in Norse mythology. The rooster of Barcelos, a mythological rooster from Portugal. The Sarimanoc, legendary chicken of the Marano people who originate from Mindanao in the Philippines. And there's another Norse one. I can't pronounce that. Oh dear. Hello, Paul. Sorry I'm a bit late. Oh, it's Uncle John. You made me jump. Oh, I'm very sorry about that, Paul. What are you doing? I was just reading to the listeners about mythological birds. Oh, yes, yeah. Did you know that there are mythological chickens? There's a fire-breathing chicken in Japan. Well, in Japanese mythology. Doesn't surprise me at all. Have you ever met a chicken? In an actual farmyard? Oh, dear. They can peck for days. Yes. I do have a friend who is a chicken called Ben. He's a robot chicken. He's a friend of Nick and mine. But anyway, enough of that. Why did you get me here? Paul, I want your advice. And I don't know why you're reading off that list there. That's not detailed enough. Have a look at this. Why am I looking at this? Well, I'm just wondering. I'm trying to do some research. You said something about one of the magpies being different or weird. I don't understand. Yeah, it doesn't look like the other ones. No, I was wondering if it's a mythological bird that's got mixed up, or has hatched, and I want to be very careful with it in case it, fire breathes on me or something. Oh dear. This is why I wanted to have Cromitty or Ick or somebody else here with us. Somebody who might have some scientific know-how. We could have got Andrew here, Troby. Yes, well maybe. We could get some photographs. Thought if you could take some photographs of the mythological bird, then that's what we can do. Okay, so what's this? There's a bit more detail on the top 5 mythological birds. So I thought, it might be one of these. Top 5. Who decided these were the top 5? Do they have a contest or something? Don't be stupid. Well, somebody must have decided. Yes, well, maybe there was a competition. The Alkonost. In Russian legends, the Alkonost were the creature with the head of a woman and the body of a bird. It always happens that way, doesn't it? It's always the women. It's always women's heads. It's just mythology, that's how it works. So I hear. Those who heard its song let go of everything they had ever known. This is Russia, though. It's Uncle John. We're not in Russia, though it feels almost as cold as the cold bits of Russia. Are you sure are you going to let me see this bird? No, not yet, Paul. You need to do your research. The Alkonost had a companion bird called the siren. don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. They were both considered to be birds of good, well-regarded spirits, protective spirits. The alkinost guarded for good fortune in the day, while the siren protected it at night. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, well, it'd be quite good to have one of them. Although it does say the siren was seen as a bringer of death, while the alkinost was believed to, promise eternal life. Oh, they're kind of yin and yang. Yin and yang? Except, weren't they puppets on a TV show? No, I think that was Zig and Zag. Oh, I don't know. The siren. We've got top 5, and 2 of them are from the same family. In Russian legend, sirens had the top half of a woman and an owl-like body. An owl-like body. How does that work? It just looks stupid, having an owl-like body and a woman's head stuck on top. I mean, it must have been a very big owl or a very small woman. Yeah, all right, Paul, get reading. All right. They're often depicted wearing a halo. Well, I think we've covered the siren. Does your owl look like a bird with a woman's head? Not exactly, no. Not exactly, but kind of. Oh, for goodness sake. This one, the Caldrius. In Roman mythology, the Caldrius was a bird with snow-white plumage that lived in the house of... I can't see that, but it didn't print out properly. It would fly away, something about illness curing the sick person and itself. So the bird was ill. But it looks a bit like... so is it like a nurse, but it's a bird? Some scholars think the Caldrius was based on a real bird, possibly a dove or a water bird like a heron or a plover. So basically Florence Nightingale with wings. Oh, something like that, Paul. The rock. The rock is some sort of legendary gargantuan eagle type thing. The extraordinary scene of the rock carrying off an elephant in flight appears in 2 Sanskrit epics. I mean, if you had one of these rocks, I think you would know, and the Magpie's would know, that they would have told you. Apparently, the famous 13th century Venetian traveller Marco Polo reported that he saw a rock that had... the feathers were 12 paces in length. More elephant kidnapping. Has it kidnapped anybody? It's not kidnapped Cromarty or anything? No, it has not. Oh, take this seriously. All right. So I don't think it's a rock. It's not a phoenix. If it was a phoenix, then we'd call Albert. What? It's not a phoenix. Maybe it's not a phoenix. No, it's not bursting into flame and being reborn as an egg. Which is a shame, because we could just have sent it to... Oh, look, 10 truly crazy birds. The Bennu. The Bennu bird was an Egyptian version of the phoenix. Oh, yeah, I think we saw... So it's probably not one of them. Not one of them, no. The Anzu. The body of an eagle, the head of a lion, makes a change. It was massive. It was so massive that the only tree big enough to hold its nest was the tree that straddled the 7 heads of the river of the sun god. I don't think... I mean... Well, Paul, I was wondering, there's the canal down there. I don't think that's quite comparable to the 7 whatever that was. But what about this? The boobry. The boobry? Yeah. Boob. B-O-O-B-R-I-E. Boobry. You just want to say the word boob, Paul. It usually helps with downloads if you're talking about boobs. I believe. Oh, maybe. Oh, look. The boobry is a shape-shifting bird from the mythology and folklore of the Scottish Highlands. Well, this is closer to home. Rather than using its wings to fly, it more commonly uses them to swim through the lakes. That's weird. Oh, yeah. Well known as a mimic, the boobry will often initiate the cries of an injured baby animal, grabbing and drowning any adult animal curious enough to come close. Ooh, it prefers cattle and sheep, but will also eat otters if needed. Oh, poor otters. Could be one of them then. Could be a booberry. Too much here. The Garunda. That's a bird belonging to Lord Vishnu. Again, I'm not sure this is quite the area for that. Japanese mythology is known as the Karura, the orphan bird. Something to do with the medieval bestiary. What else? Styphalian birds. The flesh-eating birds from Greek mythology. Something to do with the labours of Hercules. Again, can't see that really fits. The stridge. That's the stridge or strix are creatures originating in Greek mythology. Something about cannibalism. One got turned into a strix and was condemned to a life upside down without food or drink. The Lidurk from Hungarian mythology. It's like a featherless chicken. Does your bird look like a featherless chicken? No, I don't think so, Paul. But then, if it's a booberry, it's supposed to be pretending to be a small baby animal. Has it been doing that? Has it been swimming anywhere? I haven't seen it swimming, no. I think you're really the cynomologus. The cynomologus is perhaps the strangest. It's Pliny the Elder. These giant birds built their nests only from sticks and cinnamon. We read about this one, didn't we? It doesn't sound very miraculous. I don't think they'd find cinnamon around here unless they've been to Waitrose. The hoopoe. The hoopoe? Yeah, it's an oddly named bird. It's an oddly named bird, and it's both a real creature and the stuff of conflicting mythologies. In Arab mythology, the hoopoe is regarded as an enlightened bird that has powers of healing, and also something to do with King Solomon. It rescued him, and they shaded him in the desert. A flock of them. They shaded them with their wings. Dear, oh dear. Oh, look, Etienne Coudron, I don't see how any of this is helping. And there's only one of those that sounds anywhere near what you're describing. I think I need to see it. Come on, take me to your mythological bird. All right then, I'll do so. Come on. Got to be careful and quiet. Right, I'll be careful and quiet. All right, come on, this way. It's a bit, it's nesting by itself. The other birds don't like it. All right, okay. Okay, come on, shush. All right, I'm shushing. Over there you can see the magpies. They're having their afternoon nap. Yes, I can see the magpies having their afternoon nap. Yeah, over there is the Bublé. Michael Bublé, whatever you called it. I don't think it's Michael Bublé, no. Listeners, I'm just going to use my phone. I'm going to zoom in. I haven't got binoculars, but I can zoom in with my camera on my phone. Oh, that's a good idea, Paul. I can take a picture as well. Show it to... it's kind of strange. Definitely hasn't got the head of a woman. I don't think so. Anyway, it doesn't have the body of an owl. No, it's kind of... Yeah, it's weird. It's like a snake as well. It's got the neck of a snake. The neck of a snake. Okay, well, I'll take a couple of pictures. I think Etienne Coudron, I think I know what that is. You do? I do. Well, I think I do. Yes. Should I get my gun? Etienne Coudron, you can't go shooting mythological birds. Why do you even have a gun? You can't have a gun. Oh, yeah, it's only a water pistol. Oh, goodness. You're in enough trouble with the shame inspectors as it is. I'm not in trouble with them. They don't even exist. Etienne Coudron, don't say that. You'll get yourself into trouble for saying that. I don't want to talk about this right now. I'm fed up with them too. They're just from podcasting land. Well, we're from podcasting land. You can't say bad things about the shame inspectors. you really will be in trouble. Well, shut up and take that photo. Yes, Uncle John, please. I was just saying, I think I know. If it. Okay, I've taken a couple of pictures. I'm going to show this to Ick and Cromitty when they get back from wherever they are, and when I see everything, I want their opinions. If Uncle John, I wouldn't say you've got anything to worry about. How do you know that? It might go turning people to stone or something. Well, as somebody who has been turned to stone, and on their own birthday, I would say that you're going to be okay. But it would be nice to see the Magpies in action. Yeah, I don't know, not today. They're freaked out. Well, I would suggest that maybe you leave the door... I don't know. Leave the door open and move the magpie somewhere else. Maybe it'll leave of its own accord. Leave of its own accord. Yes, I think it's just resting here because the weather's been bad the last few days. Oh dear. Paul, I was expecting some useful suggestions and you haven't really provided them. Well, I'm very sorry about that. Listeners, I've taken some photos. I'm going to reconvene with the others. Maybe we'll put something, a clip or some, I don't know, quizzes or some park or something until we come back. Oh dear, you're useless, Paul, useless. I'm not useless, I've got the answer. It may not be the answer you want, but it is an answer. Oh, so you say. All right, listeners, I'll speak to you again when we get back in the house. Dear, oh dear. Oh dear. So you think it's a boobly, do you? I didn't say that. No, I didn't say it was a boobly. Oh, I think it might be.
I'm just now doing this little show with Sassy, and Sassy remembers that he has a cat because he got a cat a long time ago, and I just never hardly ever referred to it again except for that one subsequent Halloween episode. So he runs into his cat because he's completely forgotten he has one, and the cat slices him to ribbons. But then a conversation follows, and I question Sassy. Well, if you haven't been taking care of your cat, who has? I don't know. Maybe it's Popeyes Polly. So they call Popeyes Polly, who's away, and I haven't been taking care of the cat. He's your cat. I don't. And so then I think this is the part I haven't gotten to yet. I think it suddenly popped into my mind that Sassy and I would go over to his palatial apartment and spy on the cat to see what it does and how it takes care of itself. And they follow the cat out of the hotel, and he gets into a cab or maybe a bus and drives somewhere to do something. I just haven't figured out what. Okay. One thought in my head as he drives over to Quentin Quill and just goes there to eat some of his mice. But I don't know if I really want to do that. But I just think it would be hilarious if they watch this cat get on a bus and go someplace to get his, or maybe he'll just go to restaurants and get takeout. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I've got in my schedule of episodes. I've got episodes obviously that I've recorded, but I've also got ones that I will be recording in the next few months, and they're all muddled up together. But I decided that Yeti Uncle John was going to take an interest in pigeons, be a pigeon fancier. But then I was just thinking about it, and I thought it would be much more funny if he decided to be the world's first. Because Yeti Uncle John, he has to be the world's first and everything. He has to be. So if rather than a pigeon fancier, he became a magpie fancier. And of course, magpies are they steal stuff. They're really violent, and they're certainly you won't be able to get them trained. So I thought that would be more potential for comedy. So, I
don't know if it's known as a sport or a pastime or a hobby. But are pigeons still a popular thing over there?
I don't know how popular they actually are. I don't anymore. But there was a subplot in Neighbours where one of the characters, who was sort of Irish age, had pigeons, and when that character died, and his mother kept thinking that the pigeon that kept turning up in the garden was the spirit, full of the spirit of his son who had been the pigeon fancier. So obviously it's still in Australia certainly it's still something that is not that unusual for somebody to, or maybe a middle-aged person to possibly do. It's probably a bit eccentric these days, but
I suppose. Yeah, I guess the idea was that you would take your pigeons from wherever you lived or wherever they roosted, and you'd go far, far away, and then with other people who would be doing the same thing, and whoever's pigeon came home first.
Yeah,
I guess that's the nature of it.
I've recorded another episode with Ryan, but from Canada, but it was a fictional one where we're in this. He's on this. I decided that he won a raffle for the Pod Fading podcasters, and we agreed to take him to a comic mart on Pluto. So it comes out. I mean, obviously the content is different, but it's the same idea as when you and I went off at Christmas on Christmas Day. So we go off to Pluto, and we've got the same sort of thing about the food. So and Ix calling in on the intercom. So I'm going to do that a bit more often, I think, because it's quite fun having guests on the spaceship. But
so I did listen to the first Ryan there, and yeah, he's quite cheerful and fun.
My old friend Andrew, who I've got lots of Andrews, but my old friend Andrew, who you will have heard because he was in Sutton Park clips, but he lives in Berlin with his daughter now, and he's a Doctor Who fan, but he's also into music, and obviously I want to get him to talk about some of the stuff that we did off Sutton Park. I had to cancel him. Well, I cancelled him today, when I thought I was going to have to take Dealey to the vet, and then before I knew we were going to cancel, and also then one thing and another, I thought the day was going to go one way, then it went completely different way, and I could have actually done what we were going to do, but I've been trying to get him for a while. He's very funny, but he's also quite dry, but he's also quite quiet. Not like I've known him for like 30 years. He was a pen friend of mine to start with, from Wales, and he can be very. When you're with him, he was never quiet with me, but I wasn't sure quite how he'd come over on a podcast, because he's. I don't think of him as being a sort of. I don't know how that will translate. Well, we'll see. But he's up for doing it anyway. He's the one, actually. I don't know if you remember the clip where. I can't think I put the video up, but it has been on the podcast. But there's one where we're shouting in a wood, and it's pouring down with rain, and it sort of. I think it was on that episode where I did the first 100 Sutton Park clips, and with that recording from years ago, and that he was actually unusually. I think it was because we were soaking wet. He was unusually. Sort of loud in that particular episode, but I think it's just because we went for this walk back in 1993 on a summer's day up to this wood, and the weather just turned, and we got absolutely soaked, and there was no way we could escape it. I mean, even in the woods, the water was getting through the tree. We just kept filming, and actually made for a really good episode. Because,
I mean, how did you keep the camera dry, or was that not a concern?
No, it was never that. I was always a bit of a guerrilla filmer.
That reminds me of the time you took. I think it was just this last conversation with Ryan. Where you took your camera
in
into a store. No, you took it into a store, and the guy said, "Boy, this is really run down."
Yeah. But yeah, I used to take it. I took it in the swimming pool, when I did an episode with my brother where I'd been hypnotised to kill him. So we filmed it and I tried to, I had to dunk him under the water and stuff. And I took it on a canal boat, not a canal boat, like a punt, like at Oxford. And it was near the end where I knew that camera was on its way out. So if I had fallen in, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. But my friend Robin was really kind of nervous that I was going to drop it in or something. But I was much more interested in being able to get shots from inside the boat.
The last Super 8 movie. So this is like film. Back in the old days. The last Super 8 movie I did with my friends was a spoof on Jaws, and my friend was in a swimming pool and a shark fin surfaces, blah, blah, blah. But I decided to wrap the camera in plastic bags so that I could film underwater.
Oh, dear.
Let's just say that the film cartridge, because that's what Super 8 cameras had, were cartridges, got developed and everything was fine, but the camera was never quite the same.
No. I had a camera in about 2001 or maybe 2000, but there was the last year of Sutton Park I was also doing scripted stuff, and Sutton Park started to, which is why kind of Sutton Park drifted away in the end rather than ending with a proper last episode. But I've been writing these scripts and we'd filmed them, and I've still got all the material like I have with Sutton Park, but we never edited it. And I had this new camera, but I wasn't getting on with it that well. But then I discovered I was going to go to Paris with Harry, so I wrote, and he was in it. So I wrote some scenes set in Paris which weren't in the original script, just because it was like, well, if we're going to Paris, we have to use it. And I did all this filming in Paris, and then the tape got stuck, and I couldn't eject it, and I had to decide whether I tried to get the tape out, like, because if I sent it away to the repair shop, you just don't know what they'd have done with it. But so I decided that the camera was worth sacrificing, even though it wasn't that old. I basically that was the only tape, because I didn't have any other tapes with me. I couldn't do it all again, so I did save the tape rather than the camera, which I don't really regret, because it was sort of at the end of my filming time anyway. But at least I still have the tape to this day. But it was annoying to have to choose. I just didn't trust sending it off for them not to sort of just just pull the tape out without worrying about the tape.
You would have been taking your chances.
Yeah. Well, listeners, we're back at the house. Got the photos developed. We've blown them up down in the lab, and I've shown them to Ick. I've shown them to Martin. I've shown them to Cuthbert. I've shown them to August. I've shown them to everybody. We've all got slightly different opinions, but Yeti Uncle John, are you ready to hear our views? Oh, I suppose so. What sort of mythological bird do you think it is? Well, we don't think it's a mythological bird. That's the thing. Cromitty, what do you think? Well, I think it's some sort of river bird, maybe a goose, or maybe a goose or a swan, but maybe one that had a very bad haircut, or was trying to, grow a mullet, or tried a Mohican and it failed, something like that. It's probably just very cross. Maybe it's getting laughed at by its peers, so it's come here to rest. Once the weather improves, I'm sure it'll leave. I think that's all it is, Yeti Uncle John. I don't think you have to worry. Oh, it's nonsense. It's obviously a boobly or an angry phoenix type hybrid thing. Yeti Uncle John. Martin, what do you think?
Well, I have to agree with Cromitty. It does look like a goose or swan or something. That explains the snake neck. It's not a snake. It's swans have long necks.
That's from this. You're right there, Martin. You're right there. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. It's quite clearly a mythical bird. Ick, what do you say?
Well, I'm not used to birds. Not too much, other than robins. And magpies, of course. But it does just look a bit like an angry swan to me. Yes.
There you go. And I agree. August, sorry, I forgot about you.
Well, first I thought it might be a tengu.
Oh, yeah, that's more like it.
Oh, yes. A tengu has human and bird characteristics. Its name means dog in Japanese.
Oh, well, yeah. Maybe it is a dog with a long neck and, an angry bird human thing.
Well, yes, Uncle John, on second thoughts, I look closer and I just think it's a swan.
Oh, you lot, you're hopeless. You really are hopeless. Next time, I'm gonna have to cancel the newspapers now, aren't I? What? Well, I called the newspapers. I called the newspapers and I said that I had a mythological bird living with my magpies. And I might have mentioned a spaceship just to sort of, get them to come over. It's Uncle John, what do you mean you mentioned a spaceship?
My ship? You told the newspapers about my ship?
Oh, I just wanted to say, there's a strange bird living with my magpies, but it's a strange area. We have aliens here and librarians and, private investigators, wherever you are, Martin.
I wish you hadn't mentioned me.
Yes, I wish you hadn't mentioned us too. And if you're not careful, you'll blow Ick's cover. We don't want people wandering around his spaceship. He lives with us, in secret.
Yes, we don't tell everyone that I live here. Oh, get Uncle John.
I'll cancel it. I'll say it was an April Fool's joke or something. April Fool's was months ago, Yeti Uncle John. Unless I'm very, very slow on editing, in which case it might be April 2022. But no, it's not. Yeti Uncle John. I don't know. Has your swan gone yet? It's not a swan. It's a griffin, a harpy, ugly winged thing. Oh, for goodness sake! What a mess! What a mess! Ick, I think we're going to have to go away for the weekend until we know that the press aren't going to be flocking around. You get on the phone and you cancel them. How stupid can you be, Yeti Uncle John? I just thought it would be nice to drum up some attention for my magpies. Did you? Right. Okay, well, listeners, I think that's all we've got time for. I have to stand over Yeti Uncle John whilst he rings the newspapers. And I'm sorry, everybody else, that it's been a bit of a waste of all your times.
Yeah. I don't want... The whole thing about being a private investigator, you don't want everyone to know about it.
Yes, it's a very stupid thing. Next, I'll be looking for Cuthbert. You didn't mention that we had a supercomputer under the floor in the laboratory, did you? Oh, no, I didn't, did I? Oh, I should have done that. No, you should not. Oh, dear.
Oh, it's very irresponsible. I'm going to go up into space. Paul, why don't you call Ryan? We can go away somewhere. Do a quiz in space.
Yes, maybe I will call Ryan. Oh yeah, I'd like to come. You can't come. You have to sort this mess out. Oh dear. Right, yeah, sorry, listeners. This is all we've got time for. We've got to help sort out this mess. And I thought we'd got over the initial problems with the magpies. And now I feel sorry for the magpies. Make sure that swan gets on its way. Oh dear. Anyway, sorry, listeners. We'll be back again soon. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and whatever else we presented to you in between all this wildness. But we do have plenty of other episodes in the can. And we'll be sharing them with you very soon. All right, you take care. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye now. Goodbye. Yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye, listeners.
Goodbye, listeners. Yes, goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, dear. Oh, yes. It's Uncle John, you're a fool. I hope you didn't mention me. Oh, I don't need the publicity.
Well, no, I mean, you've really got enough attention with your art. But anyway, here comes the... Oh, right, yes, we're going. I would have thought it was a mythical bird. I really would have done. It's strange, at least, anyway. It walked out and maybe I kind of quite liked it now. You seem to keep the magpies under control. Yeti Uncle John, are you talking to yourself? Well, oh, I was kind of. What are you doing here? I just wanted to make sure that the swan had gone. I saw your text. It wasn't a swan, it was a very rare goose. A very rare goose. Well, I hope it's on its way. It's on its way, yes. Yes, it's gone. As I was saying, kind of miss it because it kind of kept the magpies under control, but anyway. Well, maybe next time, when you're not causing havoc, you can show us how the magpies are actually doing. Yes, sort of ran out of time for that this time, didn't we? Yeah, we did, yes. And you rung the newspaper? They're not coming over? No, they're not coming over. Well, I'm still going up into space over the weekend with Ick. Yeah, it's nice for some. Oh, look, it's Uncle John, you're the one who caused this problem. Can't believe you rung the newspapers about this mythological bird of yours, or non-mythological bird. And I can't believe, even if you wanted them to come, you would mention Martin or Ick or... Thank goodness you didn't mention August or Cuthbert. Well, I just thought it was time. It was my time. It was your time. Yeah, Oh, you remember when we did that dice thing not so long ago? Yes, I remember that. Yeah, well, I keep thinking, how much time have I got before I get run over by a skateboard or a taxi or whatever it is going to happen to me? Look, I don't know that any of that is real. Or the other people, everybody else who rolled their dice, it told the truth. Yeah, but you're the only one who rolled the future, the potential future. Oh, well, I know, but you see, my time might be limited. Your time might be limited, yes, Uncle John, yes. But you might have totally misunderstood what the dice means. Maybe we did something wrong. Maybe we can speak to Tallulah about it. Yeah, well, just thinking that my time might be limited. Yeah, but even if the dice is real, even if the outcome is real, it didn't say you were going to die, it just said... you might just get slightly knocked by a skateboard or a taxi or whatever. Oh, maybe, I don't know. Oh dear. I just think it's, I put so much effort into all my hobbies. I try and turn them into business things and yet nothing ever comes of it. I want to be famous, Paul. I want to be famous. Obviously, being on your podcast... It's not made me famous, and so I have to try other things, and it doesn't work out. And I'm just sad, Paul. Oh, Yeti Uncle John, don't be sad. We love you the way you are, mostly, sometimes. Oh, thank you. Oh, Yeti Uncle John. Oh, I can hear the theme music now. Please don't be sad. Oh, I want to be famous. Bless you. You're doing your best.
I gotta go now. Bye. Gotta go. Bye.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
Oh, such mysteries.
That Yeti. He's crazy.
I have a voice.
I have a voice.
You have a voice.
You have a voice.
We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnivazPods.net.
I can't believe this. I can't believe it. Well, what's going on, Yeti Uncle John? I've just had an email. I can't believe it. What email? Oh, don't tell Paul. It's from the shame inspectors. Oh dear. Are they sending you a birthday card or something? No, it's not my birthday. No. Well, I've had a third strike. A third strike? Yes. Listen to this message. Oh dear.
Oh, God in heaven, Yeti Uncle John.
You've done it.
What have you gone and done that for?
You've done it now.
That was your third strike, Yeti Uncle John. Do you know what this means?
I don't even have any...
3 strikes in a year. This is...
zero sympathy left.
You cannot be out there earning shame strikes at this level of speed and just consistency.
It's heinous.
It's
despicable.
I haven't come across this before. I don't even know what we do now. What happens? Does he go to Yeti Hell?
I mean...
Do we have to shoot the guy?
It's worse than that. It's much worse than that.
Worse than Yeti Hell?
Have you not read the ancient texts?
I stay clear of them.
It's dark stuff.
What are we talking? Do a mime. Show me, because he won't want to hear Yeti. Oh, God.
I don't like to, I don't like to bring it out, but...
This is bad, Yeti Uncle John. You need to get down on your knees and repent.
There's no atoning for this.
There's none?
No.
There's no sort of loophole?
The texts are famously watertight in that regard.
That's bad to hear.
There's nothing. And just in case,
Go on.
they are also very well protected against people retroactively editing them to say that there is a chance. So that, he has fucked it.
It cannot happen.
There's no way.
Damn. Well, you should have thought about that, Yeti Uncle John. Don't say we didn't warn you.
Because we did.
Because we're the Shame Inspectors. I'm Isaac, Shame Inspector. Declan, Shame Inspector. And that's our only job. Is to warn Yeti Uncles like you when you're going
we do it well.
astray.
We do it well.
Don't say we didn't try. Don't say we didn't warn you. The rest is on you. You made your bed. You're going to have to die in it.
That's what they say.
Oh my goodness. Don't tell Paul. They don't actually say what I did. Didn't you slag them off earlier in the episode? Well, only a little bit. I just said I didn't respect their authority. But you clearly do. Oh, well, the trouble is they do have authority. Oh dear. They might be coming for me. I have to go on the run or something. Oh, Yeti Uncle John, you don't have to go on the run. Well, I'm going to have to tell Paul he's going to have to speak to them. Look, let me sort it out. It'll be fine. I shouldn't have said anything. Look, if it wasn't slagging off the Shame Inspectors, it might have been nearly exposing us all to the press attention. So one way or another, you probably deserve a third strike. Oh, that's nice. Well, I'm just talking the truth, Yeti Uncle John. Here comes Paul. Oh, I'm going back to my hut. I'll wait the inevitable. I'll talk to him. Oh dear, oh no, things just keep getting worse. I'm never going to be famous. Oh dear. What's wrong with him? Cromitty, what's wrong with Yeti Uncle John? Oh, he just had a bad email. Listen, take a seat. I need to explain something to you. You're not going to like it. Oh, no, not again. Yeti Uncle John, what's he done now? Well, it's like this. He had an email, and it's from the shame inspectors, and I think it's difficult. I got the weather forecast. I was intending to go out one day this week, but I don't think I'll bother.
It's cold and horrible out there.
I want to go and I'm doing it. I did an episode which I'm editing at the moment where Yeti Uncle John has decided he wanted to do his twist on pigeon fancying, and he's done magpie fancying. And of course, magpies are real bullies and really horrible, and he ends up getting bullied.
Oh yeah, we've got loads outside.
Yeah, Dealey's being bullied by them, but I thought it would be a fun, one of his type of things which goes badly wrong as usual. But I'm doing a sequel episode, and I recorded the start of it, and I was intending, and I will do this. I want to go out and use it as an excuse for doing some outdoor recording, and have Yeti Uncle John and I out somewhere. But I'm going back to work on Monday for a few days next week, so it'll get. I thought it'll get me back into. I'm a bit creaky at the moment because I'm not going.
Yeah, well, we call magpies maraca birds because they.
I've got genuine magpie sound effects off. I found some on YouTube and I just recorded them. So I've got genuine magpies.
You were saying about pigeon fancying. We have this ongoing joke which we've had since Devizes Road. Is we have a pervy pigeon who there always seems to be a pigeon just looking into our. Through the window. We noticed this with Devizes Road, and of course we've got a bush outside our bedroom window, and sure we have any pigeon that sort of looks in on us and is automatically a pervy pigeon.
Yeah. We love you the way you are, mostly, sometimes. Oh, thank you. I want to be famous. 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 I want to be famous.